Is it okay to hit your kids?
Let's talk about that. So today we're going to talk about if it is okay for you to physically discipline your kids. And we're going to start with his opinion. What do you think?
My opinion would be I'm the con side of this. This guy next to me is the pros.
I think it's okay to hit your kids.
I honestly do not think it's okay at all. And
Now, explain yourself.
Let me tell you why. So, first of all, have you ever been hit as a little kid before?
Every time I did something really bad.
Yeah. Like how bad? What would you have to do in order to get hit?
It would be like if I dropped, like if we went to the grocery store and I would grab something and eat it, or throw stuff around, or hit my brother, or just stupid things little kids do.
Really?
Yeah, you spank me.
Okay. So, have you? Let's say we got a kid. Let's say we brought two people in. Okay, they're around 15 years old. One of them did not get hit at all ever since childbirth, like ever since he was growing up, and the other one got hit every time he got punished. Do you think them two would act differently? In a way, or no? They would act the same.
Well, the kid that didn't get hit would have more of a less, like, oh, I'm not gonna have a big consequence if I do something bad. Mm-hmm. He's gonna be like, okay, I'm just gonna have to sit out.
What do you mean sit out?
Like, that's what if you don't spank your kids, what do? You put them in their room?
Mm-hmm. Or you take away something really valuable to them, like their phone or TV, something. Because let me tell you what hitting does to kids. If a kid grows up with physical punishment, what it does to the kid is that first of all, sometimes, most of the time, it kind of separates the relationship that a kid has with their parents in the first place.
For the first 5 minutes. Because I was hit every time that I did a bad thing. I mean, I'll be mad for like 10, 15 minutes, but then I'll go right back.
Really? Well, that's what I'm saying. Most kids. Most of the kids. That means there's higher percentage of kids doing this than there is lower. Few. And another one is that most kids who get hit, whenever they get disciplined, they, what's the word, have you ever heard of the saying, let's say a kid gets hit ever since he was 4 years old, okay? Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard of the saying, it's a really cheesy saying, but it's actually true, monkey see, monkey do? You heard of that, right?
Yeah.
So basically what this means is that if a kid is used to being hit every time he gets punished, most likely what that kid's going to do whenever he grows up is that every time something doesn't go his way with another person, or someone does something bad to him, he's most likely going to discipline that person the same way he was disciplined. He's going to try to hit somebody.
Now for me, the new generation of kids are usually not hit by their parents. And they have become the most rebellious part of teens. The generation before us were disciplined by their parents. Because as time goes by, the less your parents discipline you. Mm-hmm. And now everybody complains about our kids being too wild, never listening to us. They're out of control. And it's not the kid's fault, it's the parents' fault. Putting your kid in the corner and telling him that he's not going to do anything is not going to do anything to the kid. It's just going to make him sit there and be like, okay. If you hit your kid, he's not going to want to do that again because he's afraid of getting hit. That's exactly why my parents would hit me, because I would not do it again because she was going to beat my ass. Not like huge, like, but I mean like, she would spank me. I mean,
So-
if you want to look at it like in a big broad thing, that's what's happening nowadays, you know? Kids easily can call the police and be like, oh, she's hitting me. Then they call, you know, the security, child services, and they pick them up. But back in the day, a kid calls the police, and the police talks to the parent, and blah, 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 because he does that to his kids, and his parent did that to him. So it's just like a tradition, and now it's more of a, like, down, everything's more uptight, and it's kind of messing with what kids are growing up to.
So you don't believe that physical punishment actually makes a child think that violence is okay, or no?
Anything can make a child think violence is okay. Watching a movie with cars blowing up, that makes it think violence is okay. Playing a video game that shoots people, you may think that makes it violence okay. Seeing a fight at school may think that that's cool. That may make him think that way. Everything influences somebody a different way. And spanking your kids is just a more direct way of disciplining your kids than making them sit out in the corner. I know, because like right now, if my dad, because my mother can't, like, she's going to hit me, isn't going to do anything. But if my father did, because she's not very strong, but if my father did, I would be more scared of my father, you know, grabbing something and hitting me.
That's the thing.
Then
you're not supposed to be scared of your parents, though.
I'm not scared of my parents. I'm scared of doing the bad deed to get hit by the parent, which makes you not do it. Now, because if my parent would be like, no, you're not going out to that party, and I'm like, why? I can just go, you know, right? If you go and you come out and you come back too late, your dad's gonna whoop your ass. Then I would stay home. Like, I'll be like, no, I'd rather not, you know, get whooped. But if she's like, we may take away your phone for a month. Like, okay, I go anyways, I come back to take away my phone, I go grab it from their cabinet. Or like, she takes everything away from my, you know.
Yeah, if you take away from a cabinet, she's going to take another thing away from you. Like your TV.
Yeah, that's going to keep
and
going.
After the TV, it's a car. After the car, you have nothing. Then what?
Yeah, but you're still not going to change anything. Just taking away something. Like wars, like, how's a war run? Taking away, you know, hostages from something? No, it's actually going there and blowing shit up, you know? That's how parents deal with their kids. That's the more direct way. Now, is it okay for the kid to, you know, to get hit? Not that, like, it's bad hitting the kid, but discipline has to be made. And you don't need to sugarcoat everything. Like, if a kid needs to learn, he needs to learn from his parents. Now, if it's from, like, a school or whatever, that's not okay. A school can't, like, oh, you're going to the principal's office and the principal spanks you. That's something bad.
They used to be able to do that.
They used to be. I don't think that was ever okay. But I think parents should be allowed to spank their kids. Not like whoop their ass. I mean, I say like,
when they have like bruises on their face.
Yeah, like, no, don't hit them in their, like, don't punch them in the face or the stomach. Just, you know, whoop them in the butt, or maybe like miss and maybe hit their back once or twice.
Accidentally.
But not like beat the shit out of your kids, you know, that's different. That's actual child abuse. You know? Like hitting your kids, like spanking them, that's not. That's just discipline. That's gonna teach your kid not to do it again, or you're gonna get hit again and it's gonna hurt again. But
so, think back to a time where you got hit by your mom. Okay? Were you angry with her at the time that she hit you?
Was it? Yeah.
Really?
I was angry. I would go to my room and
on a scale from 1 to 10, how angry were you?
Like a 7 or 8.
7. How long did that anger last?
Like 30 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. And I would go ask her for ice cream. For some shit. She would, yeah.
Okay. Whenever you got hit by your mom, okay, and you went to your room, were you scared to go back outside of your room?
No.
No?
Because I already got my consequence for what I did wrong.
So you weren't scared at all to just leave the room, go get something to eat out of the fridge, anything? No?
No. Because she said she would hit me for the thing that I did. So she hit me, so I won't do that thing again. She's not gonna randomly hit me. No, that's a different.
Well, no, obviously not.
That's a different. That's a different case. That's mentally messing with your kids.
I don't know, but statistics show that. I mean, you know, I don't think data is ever wrong. Maybe sometimes, but statistically, the people who are violent, you know, serial killers, murderers, you know, thieves, what their life used to be like at home was mostly being physically disciplined by their parents, you know, hit and yelled at really loud, hit with objects, and like I said, that leads to being violent.
But I'm pretty sure the way they hit him wasn't by spanking them. It was by beating the crap out of the kids.
Like, what do you mean?
Like punching them, throwing them in the ground, kicking them. I mean, because everybody is gonna, if you get like physically like punched and kicked around, is gonna, you know, have that like mentally with them. If you scream at your kid and they can't take it, then they're just not born with very well self-esteem. Because your parents should always be able to scream at you and take away anything you have. Because you live in their house, under their rules, and they can do whatever they want with whatever you have. Because nothing is yours until you move out and you buy it yourself. Now, but that's a different thing. But if your parents spank you, that's because mostly every adult in this era, like your dad probably got spanked. Your dad did get spanked because he's Mexican, so those people do that crap all the time. And your mom probably also got spanked by her mother. And I know my mom did, and my father did too. And most adults, especially if you're Christian conservative, which means all of Texas, got hit by their parents or disciplined by going out and, you know, picking shit up. Now that's a good way also, like cleaning up, making your kids clean up shit after, but that's a different story. But yeah, our last generation got spanked, our new generation doesn't, and now you see how things are going. But so you say no to spanking kids because things can go wrong. Because telling the kid what's wrong can totally work. And I say spank your kids because, you know, they won't do it again if they're scared of doing it again. And, of course, build that relationship around it so they won't go all nuts bananas on you. Even if it's already the traditional way and most adults these days got hit by their parents. But that's just my opinion, and that's just his. And I'm Fernando.
And I'm Eric.
And thanks for watching.